School. So I understand the fact that one of the most important places to us to be in, which obviously is school, can be the same exact place which can lead us astray into horrible decision making, especially nowadays with various types of events that occurred in my school this year that I don't even think I can talk about in this video at all. I also believe in your guys' school buildings too. All various things occur, right? But we must know that since we might be one of the last generations, because aside from school, like out in the actual world, there's many things, horrible things that are currently breaking out, which the Bible does talk about stuff needing to occur before Jesus returns, and truly a lot of them are currently going on. So being in our word instead of the world, which school can really be a good example of. Whenever we choose the word or the world, that can be really challenging. But we must ask God again for that strength that only He can give us while in this building, while in this generation. Genesis chapter 6 verse 9. This is the account of Noah. Noah was a righteous man, blameless in his generation. Noah walked with God. So I believe majority of you have heard about the story of Noah in some way, shape, or form throughout your lives and church. About the man who built an ark due to God warning him about a huge flood that was going to occur. And during his time of building the ark, which took over 75 years to completely build and for the flood to start, a lot of people laughed at him and didn't believe him at all. Although the serious warns that he would tell them, they still wouldn't listen. And the one reason God decided to even throw this flood upon these people was because of the fact that majority of them had turned away from God and completely forgot about His presence. But Noah, although in a very sinful environment, was strong enough to continue following the word of God for, imagine, those whole 100 years while building the ark too, despite what he would face or be told by those people. And that strength, realistically, if we think about it, only God can really give to someone. And why am I mentioning this story again? Well, because I know many of us, because of how much we worry about how to navigate through these environments where majority of people are constantly falling into things that they know is bad for them, but they don't realize it until Satan reveals his victory. We focus too much on that. We focus too much on how we can navigate through it, to the point that we forget about the one who can help us navigate through it. The one who can give us that true strength that no other thing in this world can even offer us, which is Christ. The one who promises rest to those who go to Him. And though there's temptations in life, we should remind ourselves that not only going to Him and asking Him for that strength, not only are we going to have it here, but when we go and we pass this life, we're going to go with Him with all the strengths in this world, to the point where there's going to be no pain, no suffering, no sin, no shame, just peace with Him in the environment 10 times better than whichever one we may even experience in this world that we may think is good. Anyway, so how do we specifically ask for this abnormal strength that only God can give us? Well, first you have to realize that realistically, we cannot change our surroundings. We cannot change people. We cannot change the fact that the world is overall completely lost at this point. But what we can do is believe that God is going to provide a path, because where He guides, He provides. He's going to provide a path for us. He's going to, no matter how big the temptation we may come across would be, we have to believe our faith in Him will overpower any of those things. And we must also pray for these young people, because honestly, a lot of kids nowadays are growing up without a guide, or they are, but isn't always the best. And since they're young, they're obviously still developing, so there isn't much of a conscience whenever they get into a bad habit or commit a bad action towards someone or towards themselves. But we must realize that us, the church, us youngsters that have the word, that seed planted in us, we must realize that we are weapons that can fight against any of these things that Satan has been building up in these youngsters' lives. Because we must realize we're the light of the world. We receive grace because we were the worst. And we must look at the people through the eyes of God. looking at the promise and not if they received or not, but simply preaching that gospel and believing that they have received it in their life and that God is already fulfilling. Because sometimes whenever it looks like God abandoned someone, that is where He can be working towards fulfilling His promise completely.